Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have Moakai. We just did Ivern. Figured it's time to do Moakai again because I haven't done one since he was Giga OP. And he's been nerfed, and Demonic Embrace was nerfed, and Show was nerfed, Radiant Virtue was nerfed. You're getting the picture here, but now, yeah, nothing's changed. He's still played very frequently in the high elo scene. Plus, of course, you're seeing him in pro play a little bit. Definitely not as OP as he was, but he has a lot of carry potential, not 1v9 carry potential, but the ability to play around win cons in solo queue. Just on my main channel, released a video and analyzing all of the types of junglers and how you can carry within their own special way. So that, of course, will be on the main channel for you. But for this one, we will focus on that more supportive style, ganking style, win condition style jungling. Obviously, a little bit with the Ivern in that as well, but obviously, he is a unique champion. With Moakai, you're gonna be, you know, prototypical jungler looking for those ganks, level 3 red side into this. We've got the early ward here from the prior of the Yone, thank you so much. This lets us know Sejuani started on the bottom side, we'll be pathing to the top side. And you know, she could also counter gank us here, but you see how we go for a nice long loop just in case, but I mean, we don't really have to if we're paying attention to the wards. Just not the best ganking angle here for this. And of course, red side playing it accordingly, you know, and of course the Sejuani also hasn't shown up here, and this is why, because she's actually gone for the red. So in this particular case, and in this case, the Moakai leaves a ward here. Why? Because she didn't show crossing across this ward. So is she trying to loop back? Maybe she's slow, maybe something happened, maybe she, who knows, right? That's the coin flip of when someone doesn't show. But the reason for this is because this ward isn't placed high enough. Now I see this from junglers as well. You don't place this ward high enough. The Sejuani's on her red. All right, she just simply stuck to the wall as you should in those situations, cut across, goes to a red, she doesn't get detected. And with the season being split into 2 parts, it is time for another bootcamp. Myself and Virkayu will be joining forces with Gosu Academy once more, as well as Coach Kaibit, to ensure that you have all the fundamentals you need that will outlast any meta, and maybe even time itself. You'll see the topics on your screen now, a completely revamped curriculum specially to build on the previous bootcamps, and along with tickets for this bootcamp, we will give you all of the previous VODs to the previous bootcamp so that you can have all the fundamentals you need as a total package. And if you can't make the lessons, don't worry about it. It's a 2-week bootcamp. If you have work, school, there will be VODs available online for you as well. Teaching materials, exercises, classes, lectures, coaching, as well as a free course giveaway from my own personal site, Virkayu.gg. You'll be entered into a raffle, and I will be giving away 10 of those courses. Click the link below to join the Gosu Academy Bootcamp on June 26th with myself and Coach Kaibit, and I look forward to seeing all of you there. That's where you're gonna push that ward up a little bit more, so if they skip the Raptors, you still get the vision you want. Now in this particular case, there's a few pings going off here. I don't think we need to walk all the way back across like this. This, I feel, is a bit of a time waste in that sense, because what I think we should be looking to do is cut across the backside here, use this plant to go here, leave the wolves, because I know at this particular stage, Sejuani hasn't shown up anywhere. Not on the ward I placed down here, not across this. She must have skipped those Raptors going topside, and my Cassante is pushing this Aurelia in. I foresee a gank. I want to be able to react, I want to be in the best possible position to react, and if I cut across and something happens, I can already go directly there. If she comes across here, we can cut across immediately. Going to the wolves the long way wastes your time. All right, it stops you being able to rotate to this faster. And now, of course, he's gonna, oh, there she, oh, look, amazing. I haven't seen this, I don't watch these games beforehand at all. I just like to think out loud with them, and that's why I don't. You know, if I can play it in one-time speed, pause here and there, you're seeing as, okay, why are we directing camera? I've had such a horrible time with the camera tool, man. Like, I wish the creators for would just fix it. The leg director just keeps crashing. It's really annoying. Anyway, you see the ward here that gets pinged because the Sejuani will obviously use that to basically say, cool, I can see you and track you to make sure I know what you're doing, which now I can see everything. I will use that pressure to take this. I'm going to go to the mid lane. The Yone is like, what if I can kill the Katarina before Sejuani shows up? Such a hubris. And also now the Moakai is thinking, okay, look, I tried the classic Raptors Red Krugs gank bottom lane, nothing. Sejuani skipped on the ward that my Yone provided, unlucky. Then bad pathing means I can't react to anything. Now you're saying, well, he couldn't have reacted to anything anyway. Yeah, you're correct. Now, of course, the W, auto attack, Q back, sapling toss, keep auto attacking in the meantime. Exquisitely great example of how to, an exquisite example of how to gank his Moakai. Absolutely. This is it. This is absolutely it. You go in, you wait for your Yone, he's going to TP back in, you stun, you auto suck if you have your passive up, if you need it, doesn't really matter, it'll come up eventually. You queue back towards the guy, and then of course you put the advanced sapling placement, which means when they're walking away from you, they will run into the sapling, right? Don't put the sapling where you queue, but the sapling where they're going to be afterwards. Because you've got enough CC, and that's how you chain it all together for maximum damage. Now, the Sejuani obviously is going to respawn here and come down for this, so this is a little bit of what you would call a slight greedy play by the Moakai to try and snack this first, but more so, it's not the greed of this. And hopefully you guys watch these, and while I talk and explain, you also watch the pathing and you think, that doesn't look so good. Why do we go down to the Raptors in this particular case and not potentially down here? Because, right? Katarina. So now we're like, okay, look, if I go down to the Scuttle Crab and the wave is here, Katarina's going to try and leverage that knowing I'm low to kill me on this. My bottom lane's also pushed in a little bit, so even if their bottom lane is technically going back to base, I don't know enough. So what the Moakai does is go to the Raptors, doesn't heal enough, now goes to this obviously, but if the Katarina shows up or the Sejuani's just a good jungler, the Sejuani knows that the Maokai's going to come down and do this first. She wants to come down and do it first, and now obviously we'll go straight in. So hopefully we can live. Well, we have phase rush, so we should be able to. Well then, polymorph, haha. Now see, now they overchased. Well, you're wondering what Master Tier looks like in comparison to Challenger. You're seeing it. If you're the Sejuani, good play, right? I want to see if I can capitalize because the Moakai can't help himself. The Moakai should ask, right, do I want my bottom lane to actually start rotating here? Because the Phyllis is just being shilling in the bottom lane. The Jinx has 1300. So, yeah, they'll want to go back to base. I'm okay with you kind of doing this and trying to sneak this out before the Sejuani shows up. But, of course, there is risk then. You've got to watch the lane prior, right? You want to risk that for the biscuit? Go ahead. But your bottom lane does probably want to reset. They're not looking for an extended fight. And, yeah, you end up losing. You lost your flash for crab, right? Trying to blurt all the words out. You lost your flash for crab. Worth... almost, but because they overchased. Should they have overchased? No. I would think, depending on who I'm facing, can I get it and get out without using my flashing, then shadow this, let them base, and take the Krugs? Or should I just do the Krug, shadow the possibility for the game because they're shoving, and we all go back base together? Two schools of thought with that. What isn't unique at this point is we know the Sejuani is most likely going to do Gromp, Wolves, sequence up. If she doesn't gank mid lane from underneath, she's most likely going to gank it from the top side, or she's going to cut in and gank this guy. He's 6, she's 6. They said, he said. And now the Moakai will just do the Wolves, drop, trail a little bit, and keep our eyes up. Have a look. Okay. Now we see this again here. Reli's going in. We expect the Sejuani to shove. There we go. Reli's ult goes through, but so does the all out. No, it doesn't. Moakai shows up to try and do something, and that's where you have the 80% rule in your mind. Hey, Cassante, you want to help me, bro? And the Cassante says, nope. Nope, he does not. So we are 1-0-1. Pretty good overall. We'll take that from the early game phase. Not exemplary, not perfect, not amazing. Sejuani's having a good time also. And that's why this game is good. You can build the Imperial Mandate stuff. I have seen that. You can build the Even Trotec. I've also seen that. But the straight up, you know, Radiant Virtue plus Demonics is still an absolute classic that will allow you to enable one person on your team as that's all you need to carry games. In this particular case, we look at it and we go, Yone. Yone is the one. So we want to play around that and shadow it as much as possible. We can also play around Jinx later on. So Sejuani goes to the mid lane here. He's going to E. He's most likely going to die. I want to say most likely going to die, but let's have a look here. He does have ult, so Lulu is showing up. We saw her move from the red. There we go. Most likely. Scientific language. This is looking a little tough for someone like Moakai. He's going to drag the red. Now go and look at this. He doesn't have that 1v9 Omnivore Giga scaling potential. Push up a little bit. Shield is activated. Should buzz away. Great champion. Super fun and engaging. Totally as difficult as their mains think. Up the base if we can. There we go. Okay. We have ult now as well, so I'm comfortable kind of looking at this. Sejuani shows on the bottom side with the Milia. We're not looking to necessarily go, but we can definitely do a few things. Lulu dies, go back to lane. Jinx is most likely going to die in the turret. We're looking to rotate here. They see this, they ping it out. This is the kind of game that people ask when I'm playing Moakai, when I'm playing a herbivore jungle, when I'm playing something a bit supportive in nature. How do I carry when the lanes are doing this? Glad you asked, because we will carry. We will have 80% kill participation as necessary. Let's see how we do it. Now, 3 plates down to 0. They're going to fall back into this one. You most likely will see lower elo players go for this dragon right now. This is actually when you want to contest with your mid lane if you can, because they have a based. They're lower, spells are missing. Kasante doesn't get one back. Can we? Oh, you see the ward here, the ping on the ward. So like if it's not warded and you know it's not warded, you could try and go for it again. No flash because we wasted it. So we'll just kind of go up, kite up, and go and look for this Herald. We know the Irelia's not going to show up. Now it's straight up a 2v2. We want to interrupt the Katarina, which of course we do. We activate the ult tree, which should hit both, but she stays behind. The Bronze kills the Sejuani, and now of course we can go counter jungling. Don't force it on the Herald because Irelia will TP back up and rotate back up, and if your top lane is pretty useless, as we can see, you don't really want to force feed the Irelia more stuff. Take this away. Take this away, please. Thank you so much. There we go. I would hit it up over the red as well. Like, we know that's water because it's pinged. So, we know that's water. We don't need to waste it in that area. We can push it up here and leave some saplings in the brushes. So, if Sejuani comes down here, then we know she is arriving. The Kasante, as I said, in discussions with many people, yes, he is strong in pro play. Yes, he is very strong overall. Yes, Kasante, yes, Kasante, yes, Kasante. But then you look at solo queue and the guy's like one of the worst to do it, because the probability of you getting a good Kasante that knows how to use him, almost 0, right? I have no issue facing, because like they're mostly just bad. They're mostly just bad at the champion, and they don't know how to pilot the champion. So unless you're snowballing a personal Kasante that you're dealing with, don't really care about him too much. Now, Sejuani's chosen to invade us. We do have the Katarina with Prior here. The Yone is not cancelling his base from what we can see. Please, sir, help us. No, he won't help us. We use a phase rush proc. We need to get out here. We're trying to avoid the east stun from the east, Sejuani. TP's going to come back through here. Katarina is 100% rotating. We're going to look to go on Irelia. No, we don't. Katarina is now over here over the wall. We're going to flash over the wall again using our movement speed. Run! We get ignited. We will die from that, but can Yone clean up? Can he do it? Q's over the wall. Gets the dash. Nicely done. And that will be another one. So, what have we learned from this game? Yone strong. W4 junglers need to know who to play around. Also, when you're gonna go and invade and other such adventures, please pay attention to lane prior. End of story. Look for your lanes to gank. Look for the lane prior to play around. Know when to give things up. Like, the Moakai just didn't stay here and die, right? The Yone hit TP. Even if he doesn't TP in, you have to leave. So don't die for this stuff. Just go here, go back to base, swap sides, do something bottom lane while they waste time here. Maybe get a gank, get everything. You have the Herald, hopefully. Then you can shove this, you can take this, you can counter jungle this, you can gank this. Giving things up as a ganking style, supportive style jungler is really the power that you have in your kit. If you're Zac too, and you're being invaded here by the Katarina and the Sejuani, and your mid laner doesn't care about you, don't die for the camps. Let them take your camps. Don't waste your time. Use that tempo advantage that you now have for the bottom lane. And yes, Jinx is not doing anything. Yes, the Aphelios and the Amelia are doing a lot of good things. But it's still a Jinx, and she's 0-0-0. I can guarantee you all of us junglers are happy to see a 0-0-0 jungle, ADC, excuse me, despite the fact that they're being absolutely swatted around by the enemy bot lane. This is it. If you're a bot laner, this is it. This is how you lose lane. End of story. Because it's like 4.8 to 3.6. It's the 1200 gold. It is huge. But you didn't die. Now imagine all of this is happening and you'd be down 2-3k. Now your team can do nothing about it. So that's how you lose lane gracefully, because you know your Jinx. You know you have a Lulu. You have a fed Yone. Maokai's playing around the mid lane, as he should. We have the objective. Yes, we lose a dragon. We get the deep vision now. That's cool. We know Sejuani's going to show topside next. So we'll take this crab first. Ward it here. Well, ward it here for us. Windows, shut up. The Katarina's now shoving in the Yone. We see the Amelia rotating, and now we think, okay, good, ganking angle. Sejuani shows up. Nice read by the Sejuani. No real vision there, but kind of says, I would go here. Look, Brontosaurus versus Brontosaurus crime. Yep. Ooh, we do have ult. We have W and Smite and Q, but we have Shrimpo. We're going to activate the ult here before she can jump anywhere. Will we hit it? Hopefully we do. We do actually, but let's see. We're going to chuck it over the wall here. Sejuani goes in. We're going to try. Nope, nothing. So this is the difference between your Rek'Sais, your Kindreds, your Rengars. You just can't do these 1v1s and 2v2s. Your pathing isn't always about enemy jungle suppression. It's about playing around their power thing and amplifying and feeding your lanes. Again, a main channel video discusses this more here. We're going to lose plate gold, unfortunately, so that is a missed opportunity a little bit from the Herald placement. Sejuani's going to translate that to a top lane gank. Cassante now, hold up. Hold up, Cassante. 140. Thornmail. Nice. Move back in here, steal some camps. We like that too. Can we dive bot lane now? All of this might seem a little bit... Well, how do I 1v9 with these kind of champions then? We're watching it. It's unassuming. It's about game knowledge. It's about champion knowledge. It's about knowing where to be and how to be. And of course, because you're not against another hyper-aggressive jungler, and even if you were, it doesn't really matter. This is the play. Right here, what the Moakai did is the play. You could be against a Rengar, a Kha'Zix, it doesn't really matter. I don't care that this didn't work out. I really don't care that this didn't work out. It's the intent, the idea. Look, I'm pushed out of my jungle. Obviously, Katarina's moving, so back off here. We're going to lose this turret. Sejuani should potentially show up somewhere as well. Most likely going to be topside in theory. There we go. Purely because... it's the Yone, and so one thing they need to shut down, so he'll die as well. We'll take our camps in the meantime. That's cool. Jungle topside. Take my camps, take their camps. But if we pushed out here, we don't take a stupid fight when I'm meant to take. This is all gone. We write it off. It's a tax write-off. It's gone. Go mid lane, activate shove. With shove, take pressure. Go down, look for bot dive, look for bot gank. Hopefully we can get something. If not, at least I tried. Pull back, try and defend turret, can't do it. Jungler shows topside again, take my camps. Hold mid lane. You're just surviving, bending but not breaking, bending but not breaking. The whole time, making sure you are remaining as strong as possible in relation to the enemy jungler. 6.7k gold for the Sejuani, 5.6 for the Moakai. In this particular case, there's not much more we could have done. But because we're low econ junglers, I'm okay with that. We have Radiant, she is Radiant. I do like this though. I will advise this. Yeah, because I played Moakai jungle for many years. And the last time I really played it a lot, even during this hardcore meta we've had lately, was in Season 7. And most of you remember Season 7 was out in Sansa meta, which is, if you think it was a bot lane focused meta now, it was really a bot lane focused meta in Season 7. We see here, obviously, everyone's showing up. They're going to overcommit here. Nicely done. We have the Lulu ult. We go in, we get the CC, we proc the ult, we disrupt, we get in the way, we hit out crucial W's. 6-second cooldown here. Yona's going to ult in with his E max range, try and get something more. He's trying. Sejuani tries to disengage, and now Cassandra's going to chase. We'll say no thank you. I'm just going to go farm. Anyway. Season 7. Pathing bot lane. I liked to farm a lot. Not farm a lot, but I like to basically say, look, I need to get bot lane a lot, but I need to get my camps quickly. So I can be ahead of the enemy jungle, but not lose any camps, right? So obviously back then we had the jungle items, we had to have Cinder Hulk, we had to have Balmy Cinder. But you can still go Balmy Cinder now. Take it like this is one he has, take it like the Zac has, the Zac video that we just did. Get it first. Get that first, and then do your Radiant Virtue, then do your Demonix Embrace or whatever the hell you want to do. But the Balmy Cinder allows you to farm these quadrants a little quicker, hold these lanes a little quicker, rotate the ganks a little quicker, and when you do need to be a bit more proactive and everywhere, like in this game, you're not losing out on camps because you're taking too long to do them. I always like a tool that allows me to invest in my quadrant clearing and my camps whenever necessary. That's my personal philosophy on it. That's why I like it. That's why I do it. It does work, but obviously, it does compromise your item spikes. Are you using that tool, that investment, right, into the Balmy Cinder to get more gold overall such that you actually come out ahead later on? Only you can know that. And that's just one, he's not going to go to the bottom. Only you can know that, and of course now we have the Cassante over pushing, and we'll be... Nice Q3 though. He'll die, but I like the Q3. And because of this, what are we doing? Into the jungle, Jinx ult, cinematic, always misses. Katarina's not being shoved in by the Yone, 5-4-3, we have a Herald, let's punch it. Everyone bot lane, let's get some turrets on the top side. Perfect macro here. They're going to shove this up and cut up to join us, and then we can all disengage together. They chase us around. We get turrets. We get bounties if necessary. Really, really nicely done. Yona's going to go all in here and say, yo, I kill you. Great, amazing. We don't stick with him because he can handle himself. We kite down and make sure our bottom lane can disengage with us. Now we're going to try and disengage down. This Herald will hit that inhibited turret. The Yone is also moving down here. He has no TP. He's decided to base, actually. That makes a lot of sense if you look at his HP. Yeah. Silly me, I guess. But did you see this? How, like, that, exactly. That's exactly what you do. Oh no, anyway, shove, cut down, shadow, disengage, and if there's camps to take, you can tank them, otherwise you can give them away. No threat of a Baron. We don't need to base, keep farming down a little bit, go back to base afterwards. See, I would say here we're being a little bit of a goblin, but we want to buy it in one buy, I think. You know, yeah, we want Demonics Embrace and one buy, and if we can get a Control Wood and a Dark Seal, that's great. So we didn't really need the Raptor Camp, but now basically we capped ourselves out to be as strong as possible for the next Baron play that will, the first Baron play that will show up. And obviously we really want to contest that next Dragon, so we need to create some map openings here. And outside the rule, go for the Scuttle Crab, make sure we have that. Deep Vision, put a sapling for vision as well. Millie's running around. We obviously get some more gold there from the Raptors. It's warded in this bush here. We can clear this one out. We have the Cassante, 1, 6, and 2, looking top lane. Sejuani's holding this. Use your saplings for vision. Use this scanning of 6 seconds. Careful here not to overcommit in because you will be engaged upon like this. That's not the best ult at all. In fact, it was terrible. We're going to counter-engage now with our ultimate here. We obviously have the TB being committed by the Cassante. They're a little bit separated because Katarina's out of the fight here. The Cassante's going to go in here for disruption. Moakai just sitting in front of his team, chucking those E's. Bad engage by the Sejuani. Then Yone's going to go in here, obviously over the wall here. We want to make sure we stick in front of our team to make sure that they don't die. Now they're split. Chase down. Jinx is getting refresh here. Nice disruption on the Katarina. We're in the back line here. She's going to have to decide, do I keep going deep or do I have to go back out? It's Katarina, so Julia's going to go deep. Gets polymorphed. Now we do die from that, unfortunately. And the Fearless does kill the Yone, unfortunately. Not the best fight. I have nothing to say on that. Not the best fight, but overall, what do we think? Sejuani definitely engaged terribly. We did a good job counter-engaging, and it's just like, we have an Enchanter, we have tanks, we have Yones and Katarinas. Very, very even. If you look at the gold amounts, you know, that was just a good old-fashioned even fight. Now, if you have a 5k, 6k, 7k gold lead, because perhaps your laners are a little bit better, a little less shit, and your ganks pan out in a better way, you probably wipe that and take a Baron and the game, right? So the best thing you can hope for here is just don't lose the fight, and I don't think anyone really won the fight. Well, don't. Wait, is she close to 11? Yes, okay. Okay. But you get 11 here. Don't give your red buff. Ping them away. You get it, you get your gold, you get your experience, they get a buff. They can then go here. Yeah, they nerfed it, but it doesn't really matter. I want the golden experience. She get 11 anyway. Now she shoves up here. Katarina shows. Good vision here. Sejuani shows. We see our Fed carry, our win condition splitting. We want to make sure we scan and we can shadow. They're probably going to send 2 or 3 down here. She smites it and takes it away. We put a sapling to slow them on the rotation. Be very careful because they get the speed up. If Fearless is in the mid lane, this wave is existing down. Yone is cutting in. Another fight will happen here with this dragon. Let's see if we can force something. We're split though. The downside with this is we're split. So they see this. They see 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. So they know they can go 5v2 this. They should get a pick here pretty easily. Jinx overcommits from the wrong side, dies. Of course, it's not entirely her fault, but of course, it's the ADC. They make the pick. Yone goes over the wall. We're going to ult as well to try and get people under turret. They space very, very well. We're not really able to do much here. Rayleigh's going to go back in. The E-proc here will go onto the Moakai from the Sejuani, and we most likely will fall as well. Shimpo to kill. The Lulu's forced to flash out. Yone goes back in for some knockups. Cassante now eventually, as I said, is a very good champion, very strong. No one knows how to play him. I mean, scaling is scaling. Like, we have to acknowledge this as well. An assassin can be 2, 10, and 2. But if you can't close the game and he's able to get 10, 12, 13,000 gold, he will do the damage of someone with 10, 12, 13,000 gold. It's not the KDA that gives you itemization, it's the gold. And if you're giving them gold by not closing, they will eventually get itemization that allows them to do damage. Now, if he had a good game, he'd have the itemization 10 minutes sooner. And then you'd be crying as well. So do keep that in mind. This is available here. Can we snack this up, please, Lulu and Yone? The Moakai, again, in these fights is doing a good job. He's just trying to disrupt CC. He's absorbing as much as he can. It's on his team to do the DPS, which is where you lose your carry potential when you play a champion like this. Now, we'll shadow down a little bit, go and take some camps, obviously. Double buff for Felius, a little low. There we go. Someone who wants a blue buff. Yes, we'll take the haste. Warded. Milio. Yeah, I don't think we want to start this up at all. That's not a good play. That's not a good play. Felius will lifesteal up, no stress. We have the TP in to protect him, I guess, from his mispositioning. Rayleigh's in the picture now. Again, this will come down to a team fight, right? Moakai's on the top side with Cassante zoning the Sejuani. Tries a Q3. He's a really nice Q3, which means we're basically going to have Yone go in on that. We'll activate a Moakai ult from the backline now. Sit in front as best you can. Use your face rush to go in and out. Avoid crucial spells. Stick in front. Lulu Yone's dead, obviously. Stick in front here as best you can. Nice W auto attack, heal, knockback. K'Sante takes over the wall, Q3 to get the kill. We respace with a phase rush. Jinx is going to get excited, reset. Chucks a sapling where they're going to be escaping. Now, beautifully done. Beautifully done. W to CC, and of course make sure they cannot take anything back from this fight. That was fire. In terms of, you know, not Milio, but like that was the phase rush. The Aftershock will let you absorb a lot more. That's why I like it. But in these fights, where you know you kind of have to tank multiple times, going in and out with phase rush is the best bet. Do what you can, outside, go back in with your W. K'Sante is now scaling, right? He's getting that gold necessary to do what K'Sante needs to do. Someone come close to the wall so he can eat to you. They don't do that. People still don't do this. Now, obviously, I put in like, what, 100, 150 games of K'Sante, and I do understand the champion is strong in raw form, right? Like, if we're talking rationally as human beings, I do understand he's strong. But people still don't come to walls so you can eat to him. You can eat over them. I don't know. Warded here, sir. Unlucky. I mean, I guess you don't really want to waste your time clearing it. You want to take this and fall back to it, but you know, they can see we're doing this, or death spawn, respawns, whatever. We're not in a way that would have kind of cut us off here. We could do both, but that's fine. Now, obviously, we don't want to goblin too much. We do have this here with healing reduce being 1886. So when people say, well, why would you not go Ramble Best? Well, we're not being attacked, right? And our sapling and our spells can dish it out much easier than if we were getting, than if we had a Bramble Vest. Bot lane are just pushing bot lane. They're going to try and engage for the same reason that they did earlier. Maokai decides, hey, look, let me shadow a beautiful ult over the wall here. And of course, we have the Radiant Virtue for ourselves. Nice disruption. Jinx ults here, shoving into... Is that it? They just overcommitted, didn't think about the Maokai. And again, they knew the Maokai would be here because this was here. They saw him go down. So they knew if he didn't join this, he'd be shadowing back up. They coin flipped it. They literally just coin flipped the fight. That's all they did. That's all they did. There you go. Sorry to stop you seeing this. Of course, I flame the K'Sante player, and then he ends up doing a solid job in fights. But I mean, that's what the champion does. Baron split push Lulu Jinx, huh? Well then. Yeah, we saw this guy go down, so he either goes here or he cuts back. If TP, yeah, that should be it. 658/1 did not do as good a job as the Maokai at being patient. The best thing I can tell you is, look, who's the win condition in the game, or in a particular fight, that'll end it here, and how do I protect and stay in front of those bodies? And if I need to use my W, my Q, my R on one specific target that lets us win the game, hold it and be patient with it. This is one he didn't. He tried to engage in bad positions, which is why in all of my courses I talk a lot about team fighting. In fact, I have team fighting sections, like breaking them down slowly. So if you like team fighting, go have a look at those as well. But obviously, if you like classes and group therapy, we have the bootcamp coming up as well. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you all in the next one.